This is the TCL C1, an affordable 1080p projector that offers a lot and a good image quality for its price of well under $300. So this model runs Google TV, so you've got Netflix, Amazon Prime Video, Disney Plus, all of those streaming services, and a lot of other apps that you can use with it. The brightness is up to 230 ISO lumens, and it's an all-sealed light engine that it does have. So the optics is all sealed up. There's going to be no dust that gets into this. And the light source is even good for up to 30,000 hours. There's a built-in speaker, which is 8 watts, supports Dolby Audio. And we've even got an HDMI 2.1 input. So it will accept 4K, but of course, we'll be scaling that down to 1080p. The gimbal design is really good in how compact and portable this is. You can even use the gimbal here as a handle. So let's see what the C1 here from TCL is all about.
So what do we get included with our C1? Well, we have the remote. You can see we've got dedicated buttons for Amazon Prime Video, Netflix, and YouTube. There's a quick start guide, 2 AAA batteries, and our power cable. So I like the design of this. Very small, compact, easy to move about. Now the swivel base here, this can swivel around 185 degrees, but it gives us 95 degrees to 180 for the actual projection for the images. The power supply is built inside this, so this is the connector right here on the bottom of it. And if I just swivel this back, you can see then the ports that we do have. So HDMI 2.1, so it will accept, yes, 4K, but of course it's going to be projecting it at only 1080p because it's a 1080p native projector and up to that 230 ISO lumens. Power on right here, 3.5mm headphone jack and the infrared for the remote, and USB type A is USB 2.0. So this is where the hot air comes out the back of it, the vent right there. And I'll just show you the front where the lens is. So this is completely sealed, optically sealed here. This, and it means no dust is going to get in, and it's good for 30,000 hours too. So that is great to know. And here's a little camera there at the front that's used with the conjunction with the autofocus feature that the C1 projector does have.
One of my favorite things about the C1 is it's super portable, so it easily fits into a bag. You just plug it in, then you turn it on after placing it on a table, and you are set up. So then you can enjoy Google TV, all your streaming services, basically in any room. So it's great for that. Even a room where maybe a normal TV would not fit. I placed it on the bedside cabinet here, aimed it at the wall, and again, the autofocus, keystone correction took care of everything. And you can even aim it up at the ceiling and enjoy your favorite movies and TV shows lying in bed, just looking straight up at the ceiling.
Just before I do get on to talk a little bit about that image quality, the projector settings specific to the C1 that you bring up that aren't part of Google TV, well, they're more focused on the actual projection here. We've got image correction. So we have the auto keystone correction. You've got manual, fit to the screen, zoom and shift. And under advanced here, you can disable whether or not that you want to have this come on automatically or not. Now, I do recommend just leave the auto keystone on if you're going to be moving the projector around. Obstacle avoidance, so if there's something in the way too, it can then scale the screen down according to that. Now, imagine if you've got like a small plant or something that's in the way, you can't move it, well then it would automatically just size itself down for that. You'll also see some other ones that are interesting in here, which is the Bluetooth speaker mode. You can connect directly with Bluetooth, as the name suggests, to make it a speaker. And then you've got the auto and manual focus. Now, I just demonstrate, there's also a button on here too for the focus that I can tap. So I'll do that now. And you'll see that it doesn't really take that long to focus. So I'll tap it now. And I found that using that little camera at the front and the splash screen, it's only a few seconds. You have to really wait for that. And it is good, and it will do a much better job, or at least than I would, of manually focusing. Now we do have the keystone correct as well on this, keystone correction. I'll just demonstrate that now. So if I move this about, imagine I set it down freshly on a table, you'll see then that the sensor is going to detect that, and it will do the automatic focus, and then you'll see another splash screen after this, which is our keystone correction. And again, it does a better job than me. And if you've ever set up manual keystone correction, it is a real pain, so it avoids all of that hassle, which is fantastic. Our projected image is 1080p. It can handle 4K content. As I showed you, there's an HDMI 2.1 port, but of course it's going to be scaling that down to 1080p. So I'll go over into Netflix just to show you that performance. In fact, this is in Netflix right now. I am in. And the performance here is good. I'm really happy again with the way everything seems to be caching in. I'll go into one of the shows that I'm watching. Now, for obvious reasons, copyright, I can't show too much of this, but this is Vikings Valhalla. And it is very, very quick. It's just cached that in. Now, it does tell me it supports HD, HDR. So it's good to see the HD is there. And HDR, of course, no 4K, not being a 4K projector, like the other projectors I have covered. And there we go, HDR's just popped up. The image quality, well, I can't show you this much. For 1080p, it is good. This is not bad at all. Now, I'm used to, yes, 4K projectors, and you do notice a difference in the sharpness. And I have found with this model here that it is perfectly acceptable. In fact, this is probably one of the better of the more affordable models, 1080p models that I have covered. We're looking around about $250 US, around about, well, just under 250 euros. And I find this image quality to be very good from what I'm seeing here. Now, the optics, you will notice that it is not going to be as good as some of the more expensive models. And again, that makes sense. But it is good to see that it is optically sealed, so no dust is going to get in there to affect the image quality. And as I pointed out when we looked at the design of the machine, that it is going to last for 30,000 hours of playtime. Okay, so factoring in the price and the fact it's 1080p, I think the image quality gain is very good. I'm happy with these colors. Now, we do have TCL's True Hue technology. This is improving the colors here, and from what I've seen from some of the more expensive projectors, they're just looking very similar here, but I'm missing out on that sharpness at now 95 inches. Of course, it won't look quite as sharp as the 4K projectors I've been covering, but again, this is acceptable. What I'm seeing here with the optics, very good. The sharpness for 1080p is good, okay? This is, I think, a very good image considering what it's priced at, what I'm seeing here, and I hope these results are coming through because projectors are incredibly hard to record. With my ALR screen, this is really looking, I think, even better than its price point. I am quite impressed with this image quality for such an affordable 1080p projector. If you haven't seen my other projector videos, I do like to test out some casual gaming, and I'm just here setting up the display as it did detect it as HDR for my PlayStation 5 here, and I will test out Dirt 5 and we'll see what the input lag is like, the latency, and will it be okay for some casual gaming? So let's see how this is. Yeah, it is fine as expected. Most projectors are pretty good for just some casual gaming. Nothing when it comes to competition level. Professionals would not be using projectors to start with, of course. But this is good, this is fine. I can happily drive along here, and I notice that when I turn to the left and the right, yeah, there's not really that much of a noticeable delay at all. There is a tiny fraction, but this is good. It's not as bad as some of the projectors I've tested where you really do notice it. No, I mean, you adjust to it and easily now I can happily play, and it looks great at 95 inches that I'm projecting at here with the C1. Very immersive for gaming, even just some casual stuff like this. Really enjoyable. So it does have Dolby audio. There's a little 8-watt speaker that's built into it right here at the back, and it doesn't sound too bad considering the size. Now, it is not going to have the most powerful bass. It's not going to be as good as some of the other units that I've listened to that have dual speakers that are a lot more powerful, say 20 watts or something, but it's not bad. It's adequate. Of course, if you want better, use external sound, maybe like a 2.1 setup would be ideal. So I'll give you a sample now. This is at 90% volume. You'll hear that there is a little bit of bass. Mids are okay, and there's some treble. It's not bad considering it's just a small little 8-watt speaker. Certainly better than nothing. And the fan noise, it's something that all projectors have. They are actively cooled, of course, keeping those internals cool, stopping it from overheating. Now, you do hear the fan, it's not that loud at all. If you're next to it, you will hear it, and you feel the hot air coming out that vent there at the bottom. So here is a sample of what it's like, and it's always the same. So the RPM of the fan doesn't seem to change, at least when it's on and working. I've not heard it change.
So factoring heavily, of course, the price and then comparing it to the market and other 1080p projectors that I have tested, the C1 here from TCL, I think ticks a lot of boxes. They really have a great, affordable 1080p projector here. The fact that the light source go for 30,000 hours is great. We've got Google TV on board, so all your apps. Very good design, nice and compact. Fan noise is not that bad, as I pointed out. The built-in speaker, well, I wish it had dual speakers and a little bit more powerful, isn't that bad considering the price point and how small it is. It makes it a little bit more compact, keeps the price down, keeps it affordable. I do, however, wish it was a little more punchy, but that's what we have built within it. Now, the image quality, this is where I think it does stand out. It's 1080p and it offers 230 ISO lumens. Around this price point, it's very similar to other models, but I did find the image to be very good. So the contrast seems to be great, what I could see for a projector of this type. Not talking about high-end models that I have covered, but in this category, comparing it to others again, the sharpness, the optics, all checks out. And then the color as well that I'm seeing with the gamma, there is good. And I'm not seeing any ghosting or rainbow kind of effect or anything weird. No, none of that is happening. And overall quite pleased with the image result there. And even Google TV I found to run faster on this model here than a recent 1,000 euro 4K projector I've been covering. This one is faster than UI, believe that or not. And it's got 5G wireless, so you can connect up to a faster wireless. You're not limited to 2.4 gigahertz. All up, ticks many boxes. If you're in the market for an affordable 1080p projector that has it all, then this is worth it. And I don't really think you can go wrong for the price this sells for, which is, at the time of this video, approximately around 250 US dollars, or around the 230, 220 euro mark.